What's up, people? In this video, we're going to talk about a concept pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward. It's called get your reps in. Okay, and this, you could apply this really to anything, but I think let's just apply it to fitness, just because that's what we talk about. That's the only thing I'm good at, so that's what we're going to talk about. So I thought of this concept the other day. I didn't invent this, but I just thought about it the other day when I was at the gym. I'm in California visiting family, and I go to the gym with my parents. Every time I go to the gym, I ask them if they want to come, and I pretty much make them come as often as I can, really, like 4 or 5 times a week. I go every day because it's kind of boring here. I have nothing to do, so I try and make them come every day. Anyway, when we go to the gym, we work out together, and my mom has a fair bit of experience in the gym. She's a little rusty because she hasn't been going regularly lately. But she used to work out at like Gold's Gym in LA, worked out for many, many years, and is very familiar with like old school bodybuilding kind of thing, which is how I got into it. But my dad, not so much, kind of just like goes, maybe does the machines, does the treadmill, like doesn't really know what he's doing, doesn't seem to have much curiosity. Like, nothing against him, just doesn't seem to be very curious about, like, he's not obsessed with fitness, basically, is the point. Not like me or even my mom, really. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is because when we go to the gym, I'm training them, right? That's kind of how it all works out. Like, I don't just send them off on their own to do their own thing. We all kind of work out, the 3 of us, we all do the same workouts, and that's basically it. And what we've been doing mainly is the machines, right? We'll do like upper body one day, the next day we'll do lower body. But the other day when we went, I had the idea to do something more like, I guess you could call it skill based. And what it was, they're getting a little up there in age, and I wanted to do burpees. Obviously, my dad's 82, my mom's like 71. Kind of hard for them to do burpees, right? So I came up with this other exercise called stand-up get-downs, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like, right? You stand up and then you get back down and then you stand back up, which is essentially what a burpee is. If you think about it, it's like you go from the floor to jumping, really. I didn't have them jump. But anyway, I had my dad do it, and he was getting like a little frustrated because it was a challenging exercise for him. Everybody starts off at a different place and blah, blah, blah. But he was getting a little bit frustrated with himself at how difficult it was, and he didn't think that it should be so difficult. And I told him, I was like, listen, like you're doing your reps. You know what I mean? That's the important thing. Okay, you're getting your reps in. You're coming to the gym. You're doing the exercise. You're doing your reps. You're doing your sets. You're staying here for an hour, and you're doing it. If you don't do it perfectly every single time, that's not worth getting angry at yourself about, right? It's 100 times better. Not that we want to compare ourselves to other people, but it's 100 times better than people who don't go. Number one. Number two, you're still going to get the benefit of doing things 95% right. If you don't do it 100% right. Like what I told him, I said, okay, look, let's say in this exercise, which is, if you think about it, to you and me, maybe it's not that hard. You stand up and then you lie down, right? But to somebody who's deconditioned, who probably does not lie down on the ground and stand up from that lying down position often, that might be the first time they've done that in years. So for them, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. So in that way, we could think of it as a complicated exercise for them. Anyway, the point is that I told them, I said, listen, let's say there's 100 things you need to do in this exercise, and you only did 90 of them correctly. And the other 10, I had to like give you like a little comment and tell you, oh no, do it like this, do it like that. You still did 90 of them correctly, So just be happy, I guess, that you did that, and know that you're getting a benefit out of it, and know that you're going to progress as a result of doing that. Okay. And I think I have no idea, really, to be honest with you, but I would assume that one of the reasons why beginner or intermediate lifters are a little bit hesitant, or people who don't work out at all don't actually work out, is because they're worried they're going to do something wrong. And of course you're going to do something wrong. And the only reason that I think that would be the case is because I think of areas where I'm bad at something and haven't really like taken steps to do it, to fix that problem, is because I'm worried about doing something wrong. So I'm just assuming that's how people think of it in terms of fitness also. But the important thing is you go and you do your reps, and you just basically For example, we're talking about the gym, like you do the chest press or bench press and you go like this 40 times with different weights broken into a couple sets, and that's it. You did it. You know, you got your reps in. If you turned your body a little bit like this on one rep, or like it was a little bit harder for you to do it, or whatever little tiny mistake you might have made, that's really kind of not the issue. The important thing is to get your reps in. And you could say this about really anything. Okay. You could say it about any sort of skill that you want to build. Okay, so that's really it. I don't know. Is this helpful? This seems like so obvious to me, to get your reps in. But anyway, I'm really running out of ideas to make videos, you can tell. What do you think about that? Let me know. Leave me a comment. What is, if you are an experienced exerciser, lifter, let's call it, what is one important piece of advice that you would give to beginners out there? If you would consider yourself that, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.